Welcome to this exciting video where we explore the top 2 most valuable Washington quarter-dollar coins ever discovered. These quarters are more than just everyday pocket change. They are pieces of American history that have become treasures for collectors because of their rarity, minting errors, and historical importance. Let's get started. First up, the 1984 Washington quarter dollar, a coin minted at the Philadelphia Mint and proudly marked with the letter P. This piece of American coinage, though common in circulation, carries decades of history and artistry. Even in circulated condition, it holds a fascinating story about design, heritage, and the lasting legacy of the U.S. Mint. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, replacing the standing Liberty quarter. It was designed by sculptor John Flanagan, whose portrait of George Washington was chosen to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. The design became an enduring symbol of leadership, independence, and American pride. On the obverse side of the 1984 quarter, we see the familiar left-facing profile of George Washington, rendered in striking detail. His strong features, tied-back hair, and calm expression represent the spirit of the nation's first president. Above his head, the word Liberty stands tall, while below the portrait, you'll find the year 1984 inscribed. To Washington's left, the motto "In God We Trust" reminds us of the moral foundation upon which the nation was built. And just beside his ponytail, you'll see the small yet meaningful P mint mark, signifying that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse side of the 1984 quarter showcases a majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, head turned proudly to the left, and clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons. This design reflects strength and readiness, symbolizing the nation's commitment to defense and peace. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one." Beneath the eagle's feet, the denomination quarter dollar completes the design. Even after decades of circulation, the bold lines and patriotic imagery of the Washington quarter continue to inspire admiration and respect. In circulated condition, a 1984 quarter often shows signs of age. Small scratches, faded luster, and worn high points, especially on Washington's cheek and the eagle's wings. These marks, however, tell the story of countless exchanges and journeys through time. Each coin carries the touch of the people who used it, connecting generations through the simple act of trade. The 1984 Washington quarter is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, creating the durable, cupronickel alloy that gives it its silvery gray tone. Over years of handling, this alloy develops unique color patterns, from light gray to darker hues, depending on its environment and use. Despite being a modern coin, the 1984 quarter holds significant historical interest. It belongs to the pre-statehood quarter era, before the state quarters program began in 1999. This gives it a classic appearance that many collectors still prefer: clean, simple, and traditional. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins in 1984, ensuring they were readily available for circulation across the country. The P mint mark was first added to quarters in 1980, making this 1984 issue part of the early years when Philadelphia began marking its coins. Collectors appreciate the 1984 quarter not for its rarity but for its role in American coinage history. It represents an era of stable design and widespread circulation, a time when coins like this were used in everyday transactions rather than collected for novelty. Looking closely at a circulated 1984 quarter, you'll often notice smoothing on Washington's hair and jawline. These worn details, though subtle, reflect its life of service, from vending machines to parking meters to millions of hands over the decades. The edge of the Washington quarter is reeded, with 119 tiny ridges that give it a distinct feel and sound. This feature was originally added to prevent people from shaving metal off the edges of silver coins, a problem during earlier periods of U.S. coinage. Over the years, this quarter has been made of non-precious metal, yet its value as a historical and artistic artifact remains strong. It may be worth only 25 cents in circulation, but to coin enthusiasts, its design and symbolism are priceless. The eagle on the reverse side remains one of the most iconic depictions in American numismatics. Its posture, wings spread and gaze steady, conveys a message of vigilance and unity. Even with some wear, this design holds remarkable visual balance and strength. Many collectors enjoy comparing quarters from different years to see subtle changes in die strikes, luster, and minting quality. The 1984 P quarter, though mass-produced, often has crisp details and a sharp strike, especially in higher-grade examples. In circulated coins, the luster fades, replaced by a soft matte texture. This worn appearance gives the coin a sense of age and authenticity, a look that many find more meaningful than a mint-state specimen locked in a holder. Every mark and scratch on a 1984 quarter tells a story, perhaps of a transaction decades ago, a coin jar in someone's kitchen, or a child's first savings. These simple yet powerful stories make coin collecting more than just a hobby. It's a way of preserving memories. The obverse design of Washington by John Flanagan was based on a bust by Jean-Antoine Houdon, created in the late 18th century. That sculpture captured Washington's real likeness with remarkable accuracy, making it one of the most faithful representations ever used on U.S. currency. The 1984 P. Washington quarter also serves as a bridge between older coinage and the modern designs that would emerge in the following decades. It belongs to a generation of coins that defined everyday American spending in the late 20th century. In circulated condition, the coin's details may be softened, but the craftsmanship remains visible. Washington's calm profile still commands respect, and the eagle still conveys national pride. Together, they form a perfect balance of portraiture and symbolism. Collectors often keep circulated coins like the 1984 quarter as part of complete year sets, documenting the evolution of mint marks, designs, and strikes over time. Each coin represents a single year in the nation's story, forming a tangible timeline of progress. For those new to numismatics, this coin is an excellent starting point. It's affordable, easy to find, and rich in historical meaning. Studying its features teaches beginners about mint marks, composition, and the artistry behind U.S. coin production. While the 1984 Washington quarter has no major mint errors or rare varieties, minor die cracks, doubling, or misstrikes can occasionally be found, adding extra interest for collectors who enjoy searching through circulation finds. Holding a 1984 quarter is like holding a snapshot of American life from 4 decades ago. It was a time before digital payments dominated, when pocket change still played a vital role in daily life. Each quarter carried both practical and cultural value. Even in circulated condition, this coin remains beautiful, a reminder of craftsmanship, history, and everyday utility combined in one small piece of metal. Its simple elegance continues to endure, long after newer designs have come and gone. The Philadelphia Mint's contribution to U.S. coin. The 1990 Washington quarter dollar with a D mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint. This coin, though often found in dirty or well-used condition today, represents more than just a piece of pocket change. It's a symbol of American history, craftsmanship, and everyday life captured in metal. The Washington quarter has long been one of the most recognized and respected coins in U.S. circulation. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, it has remained an enduring image of leadership and national pride. The 1990 edition continues this legacy with remarkable consistency in design and detail. On the obverse side, you'll find the iconic left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His calm and dignified expression stands for the strength and integrity of the nation's first president. Even on a dirty or circulated coin, this portrait remains powerful and easily recognizable. Above his head, the word "Liberty" is boldly engraved, symbolizing the freedom and ideals upon which the country was built. To the left of Washington's neck, you'll see the phrase, "In God We Trust," a national motto that has appeared on all quarters since 1932. Below Washington's bust, the date 1990 clearly marks the year of minting, while just to the right, a small D identifies it as a product of the Denver Mint. This mint mark is often worn down or faint on heavily circulated coins, but its presence connects the coin to one of the most prolific mints in American history. Turning to the reverse side, the design features the majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows. This image, also created by John Flanagan, symbolizes strength, courage, and the readiness to defend freedom. Beneath the eagle, an olive branch symbolizes peace, a perfect balance between power and harmony. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, Latin for, out of many, one. Below the design, the denomination, quarter dollar, proudly declares the coin's value. Even through dirt, age, and wear, these words stand as a testament to the endurance of American ideals. The 1990 D quarter is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a blend known for durability and resistance to corrosion. Yet, after decades of circulation, many of these coins develop a dirty or dull appearance, with dark spots, grime, or tarnish accumulating over time. This is perfectly natural and part of the coin's history. Each mark, stain, and discoloration tells a story. Perhaps it sat in a drawer for years, was dropped on countless counters, or passed through hundreds of hands. A dirty coin like this isn't just worn, it's lived. It carries the fingerprints of time and the experiences of people who used it daily. The 1990 D quarter is part of the pre-statehood era, meaning it retains the original eagle design before the state quarters were introduced in 1999. This makes it one of the last generations of traditional Washington quarters before the major design shift that brought new attention to U.S. coin collecting. For collectors, coins like this one hold nostalgic value. While not rare, they remind us of a time when pocket change was more personal, when each coin was handled, spent, and saved in everyday life. A dirty 1990 quarter can be a window into that simpler, more tangible era. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of these quarters in 1990, making them widely available across the United States. Despite the high mintage, every individual coin still has its own unique characteristics, from small die variations to tone differences and edge wear. If you hold a dirty 1990 D quarter in your hand, you might notice how the dirt collects in the recessed areas, around the lettering, Washington's hair, and the eagle's feathers. These shadows actually enhance the contrast, giving the design a bold, weathered appearance. Many people clean their old coins, but collectors usually recommend not cleaning circulated coins. The natural dirt, patina, and wear can actually add to the authenticity and appeal, especially for coins that have aged gracefully. The coin's reeded edge, with its fine ridges, may feel smoother now after years of use. Originally, these ridges were intended to prevent shaving precious metal from coins, a design tradition carried over even after silver was removed from U.S. coinage in 1965. The dirty condition doesn't take away from the historical or collectible charm of this coin. In fact, it enhances the sense that this coin has been part of real life, perhaps used in payphones, vending machines, or everyday transactions decades ago. If you look closely, you might still catch a faint glimmer of its original silver-gray shine beneath the dirt. That hidden luster is a reminder of how the coin once looked when it first left the Denver Mint more than 30 years ago. Collectors often categorize circulated coins like this one as good or very good, depending on how much detail remains visible. Even if it's dirty, as long as Washington's portrait and the main design elements are clear, it still holds collectible and historical value. The 1990 D quarter also represents a stable era in U.S. minting. It was a time when the mint produced billions of coins annually, ensuring that every American pocket had access to reliable, durable change. When you think about how many hands this coin has passed through, from cashiers and customers to travelers and children collecting change, you start to realize that even an ordinary coin can have an extraordinary story. Dirty or not, this coin continues to fulfill its purpose. It remains legal tender, capable of buying a gumball or completing a dollar. That usefulness, despite age, is a testament to the lasting quality of U.S. coinage. Some 1990 D quarters may have developed small scratches, rim nicks, or even minor corrosion spots. These imperfections tell of countless tumbles in coin jars, cash registers, and pockets over the decades. When placed under good light, the raised details, Washington's jawline, the eagle's feathers, the inscriptions, still reveal the craftsmanship behind this design. The U.S. Mint's ability to create coins that withstand decades of circulation is truly impressive. As time goes on, fewer of these coins will remain in circulation, gradually being replaced by newer designs or ending up in private collections. This makes each surviving example a tiny time capsule of American history. Even a dirty coin like the 1990 D quarter can become a conversation piece. Whether you find it in your change or your collection, it's a tangible reminder of where the U.S. has been, and how its symbols of liberty continue to endure. The dirt and wear don't erase the story, they deepen it. They give the coin character, personality, and authenticity. Every scratch and smudge is like a word in a book. Together, they tell a story that spans decades. So next time you find a 1990 Washington quarter with a D mint mark, take a closer look before you spend it. Appreciate its journey, its design, and the meaning behind those simple words: liberty, Indiana God we trust, and e pluribus unum. Even in dirty condition, this coin represents the lasting strength of the U.S. economy, the artistry of the mint, and the spirit of everyday America. It's not just a piece of metal, it's a small piece of the nation's history that has stood the test of time.